Here are your headlines at 6 o'clock. And thousands of nurses are due to begin a 2-day strike over pay, affecting a quarter of hospital and community health services in England.
Inflation figures due out this morning will confirm how much prices rose by last month.
Good morning from a farm in North Yorkshire, where I've been finding out how rising costs are affecting rural communities.
Good afternoon, Year 2.
Good afternoon, Mr. Davies.
We're going back to school with Mr. Davies to learn how the 100-year-old is inspiring the next generation with their reading.
Look at the front pages of the morning's newspapers now. We'll start with the front page of The Guardian, which leads with calls for an investigation into David Carrick, who has admitted to those rape and sexual assault charges against 12 women. The Guardian are calling for an investigation into how he was allowed to become a Metropolitan Police officer. The Mail reports that Carrick may still be allowed to keep his £22,000 annual police pension, something the Mayor of London wants to stop. The Metro covers the coming day of action by unions on February the 1st as rail staff, teachers, university lecturers and civil servants across a number of government departments will all stop work. The Mirror claims that rather than pay nurses a fair wage, the government is offering £40 an hour to people who cross the picket line. While the IA says that the Business Secretary is opposed to forcibly installing energy prepayment meters in homes of people who fall behind with their energy bills. The Daily Express claims that the Prime Minister's plans to have a bonfire of EU regulations will be a major boost to the UK's economic growth. The Daily Telegraph reports on concerns expressed by the Gender and Equality Minister that a ban on trans conversion therapy must not be used to criminalise the parents of trans children. The Times carries a warning from the boss of the Food Standards Agency about the dangers of bringing cake into the office. It's apparently just as harmful as passive smoking. The Financial Times reports that the International Monetary Fund is upgrading its economic outlook amid signs that the global economy is starting to show signs of improvement. The Star writes about a US politician claiming President Biden has covered up UFO sightings, and in The Sun, they are covering an incident during the football on the BBC last night. Now, if you want to see those front pages again and read the stories attached, scan the QR code that you see on your screen.
Let's have a look at this morning's front pages, shall we? The Telegraph leads with an alleged bid by Equalities Minister Kemi Badenoch to ensure parents and faith leaders are not criminalised for having conversations with transgender children about conversion therapy. A ban on these practices was confirmed in the Commons yesterday.
Pictures of the climate campaigner Greta Thunberg being detained by German police at a protest features on several of today's front pages, including The Guardian there. Police have clarified that she has now been released following an ID check.
The Times report that bringing cake into the office should be seen as harmful to your colleagues in the same way as passive smoking. That's according to the Food Standards Agency. We're in trouble then, aren't we?
We are, after yesterday's big birthday cake, that's for sure. The BBC News website right now featuring a piece on Netflix, which is apparently hiring a flight attendant for one of its private jets. It says the successful applicant will be paid, wait for it, more than $380,000 a year.
Where do we apply, John?
Yeah, let's go and do it. On your left, on your right.
I wouldn't be any good.
I'd be hopeless.
Lots of great stories in the papers today. This one caught my eye. This is about, you know, when you work, I know we work shifts, but if you work in an office on a normal day, when you have those little dips, when you're feeling not quite so much energy as normal, office workers are at their most productive at 10:22 a.m. Precisely, but hit a slump at 1:27 p.m. That's a study of 2,000 employees. Found 58% struggled with ups and downs in productivity. And guess what? You're a bit more sleepy on a Monday and a bit more tired on a Friday.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that bit, but that's interesting that they can be that precise, 10:22.
You'll love this. Do you know what helps?
What?
Coffee.
Told you.
Yes.
Told you, Sal, can't have too much coffee. This is interesting, the health story in the Times today, talking about things that we can all do to reduce our risk of dementia. It's talking about the beginnings, it's early days, but the beginnings of scientific research that links hearing ability, your hearing ability, quite young, in your 30s with dementia late in life. And so if you look after your hearing and have a hearing test in your 30s, it might help you beat dementia in later years. This is loads of this kind of research going on right now, isn't there?
Also, having good sleep,
Yeah.
unbroken sleep
Yeah.
is really important, isn't it? Yeah, interesting story.
Interesting.